mọ́mẹ̀nà láti wá ṣiṣẹ́ olóore nínú oṣù alápọ̀nlé jùlọ sonígbàwọ́ ètò Ramadan níléeṣẹ́ NTA Àkúrẹ́ ìrun pípé àyọkẹ́ láti ní Al-Qur'an wá sí lóríṣiríṣi bil hikmah pẹ̀lú owó tẹ̀ ní kábàámọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ olóore nínú oṣù yóò Ramadan ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ àti olùdarí iléeṣẹ́ NTA Àkúrẹ́ ló gbè wá wípé kájọ wá ṣiṣẹ́ ládá onírẹpẹtẹ ẹ pè Beatrice Jọláyẹmí 0803 5834 282 Babatunde Suleiman 0803 4874 456 Ramadan Sharuabi.
Ramadan Mubarak. This season, StarTimes is bringing more value to you and your loved ones with Ramadan Upgrade program.
On the news tonight, Governor Aiyedatiwa inaugurates Unimed Visitation Panel. Stakeholders in the security sector advocate intelligence-driven operations in combating crime. And federal government empowers Niger Delta youth and women with livestock farming skills. Good evening, you are welcome on the news tonight. Thanks for joining us. As part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, the Federal Ministry of Regional Development has reaffirmed its commitment to youth and women empowerment in the Niger Delta at the opening of a 5-day training program in Akure. The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, emphasized the importance of equipping participants with 21st century livestock farming skills, including snail, fishery, sea animal, and poultry farming. Oluwakemi Ademola reports that the initiative aims to promote self-reliance and economic growth in the region.
These are youths and women from the Niger Delta region of Ondo State undergoing specialized training in 21st century livestock, snail, fishery, sea animal, and poultry farming in Akure, Ondo State capital. This initiative serves as a roadmap for establishing and nurturing thriving agricultural enterprises within the dynamic Niger Delta region.
You will recall that for a very long time, most of these people have been marginalized. So the Federal Ministry of Regional Development has taken it upon itself this year to organize a program whereby the youths, the women, and the men will be trained, so that they will be self-sufficient. They will be economically viable in whatever they do.
Declaring the event open, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Ondo State, represented at the occasion, congratulated the participants, emphasizing the federal government's commitment to youth empowerment through strategic investments.
We declare this event open in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Because I know the lesson that you must have learned from this place is going to benefit you in those days.
I must commend the efforts of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Renew Hope agenda, which prioritizes the empowerment of the young youth and women in the Niger Delta region.
In their remarks, representatives of .Gold Global Concepts Limited affirmed that youth involvement in agricultural entrepreneurship is crucial to boosting the nation's gross domestic product (GDP).
It's one of the initiatives of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in making sure that poverty is alleviated and the good people of Niger Delta look for alternative apart from oil exploration to ensure that the economy booms.
The 80 participants said this training represents a valuable opportunity they believe will significantly impact their economic prospects and contribute to regional development.
We've been expecting it since last year, but finally we have it today. So we are grateful for the empowerment of our women and the youths.
We are looking forward to see at the end of this training that we'll be able to add value to the economy of this country.
At the end of the program, each participant will receive a cash grant of 250,000 naira to kickstart their agricultural ventures. In Akure, Oluwakemi Ademola, NTA News.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has inaugurated a visitation panel for the state-owned University of Medical Sciences, Ondo. Speaking at the event, the governor stated that the panel's mandate is to assess the current state of the university, including its operations, management, and areas requiring urgent government intervention. As the findings will also guide the appointment of a new Vice Chancellor. Paul Omukago reports.
Following the completion of the tenure of the immediate past Vice Chancellor of the Ondo State University of Medical Sciences, the state government on March 7, 2025 announced the constitution of a visitation panel to review the university's operations over the last administration. With the official inauguration, the panel, led by the chairman, has been given the mandate to conduct a thorough investigation into the institution's finances, management, and overall administration. It will also assess both academic and non-academic affairs, as well as the level of infrastructural development within the university. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa charged the panel with the responsibility of delivering a detailed and objective report to guide the government ahead of the appointment of a new Vice Chancellor.
I believe this panel will do a very good job, and at the end of the day, we will have value for reason why you have been put together to do this work. So, and any other recommendation, when you visit the other things, you will see in the course of your engagement with the institution.
The chairman of the visitation panel assured that the team would carry out a comprehensive review to reposition the institution for improved academic performance and service delivery.
We'll try as much as we can to execute the duty within a reasonable time you have given to us. If we don't need time, if we do, but I don't think we need time, but if we do need time, we'll definitely call on you. But meanwhile, we have actually started the work. We've been working virtually and we have had at least one physical meeting.
The panel has 6 weeks to complete its assignment. In Akure, Paul Omukago, NTA.
Stakeholders in the security sector are advocating intelligence-led security operations and community-driven approaches to address security challenges in the country. This was at the second edition of the National Security Summit organized by the Green Assembly Initiative in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo reports.
The world is faced with numerous security challenges ranging from insurgencies, communal clashes, kidnapping, and cybercrimes. These have become the order of the day, and to assess Nigeria's security challenges and recommend actionable solutions necessitated the holding of the Security Summit. The summit, with the theme Insecurity and the Nation, the journey thus far, provided a platform for evaluating past efforts, current realities, and future strategies for tackling insecurity.
If there is any occurrence of insecurity in any region, any state, anywhere, the local people are the first people to be aware of where it is carried out, where they have even taken such suspects to, where they are aboard. So you can't solve insecurity except you visit it locally.
While commending the efforts of security agencies in tackling insecurity in the country, which is not just a Nigerian factor, but a global challenge, Director General, Nigeria Army Resource Center, Major General Garba Wahab says adaptive defense mechanisms are necessary.
We must develop human capital. There must be social justice and fairness. And finally, that's about everybody. The elites, the political and economic elites must lead. They must provide what it takes because they are the leaders. We go back on aggressive engagement. We need a local system that is working.
The summit further advocated regular zonal security summits to address regional specific threats and ensure that strategies are tailored to peculiarities of each geopolitical zone. Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
Ondo State Police Command has assured members of the public of positive steps to end kidnapping and other crimes related to vandalism of government assets in the state. Commissioner of Police Wilfred Afolabi, while briefing the media in Akure, confirmed a number of arrests made in respect of the recent cases of kidnapping. Paul Omukago again has details.
This briefing is at the instance of the State Police Command following heightened fears of increasing crime and criminality in the state. The police boss assured residents of collaborative steps and synergy with sister agencies in ridding the state of criminals. While giving insight into the recent arrests made, the Commissioner of Police emphasized the need for technology-driven equipment and technical support to combat crime across board.
The joint efforts of the police, some of the vigilantes and hunters, we were able to apprehend one of the suspects that have been on the police radar, Abdullahi Malam Bala, aged 21 years. We saw him in the bush and he could not really give a satisfactory explanation as to why he was there. Further investigation revealed that he's one of the suspects that belongs to the syndicate of one Ibrahim Dan Alhaji Umaru, who was arrested earlier in the year in relation to, who was arrested earlier in the year for their involvement in many of the kidnapping cases we've recorded in the state. Police, through the involvement of technology, we'll call it technical support, arrested one Kolawole Sunday. During interrogation, he confessed to be a motorcyclist that had been offering transportation assistance to the kidnappers.
The command also arrested suspects in connection to cultism, vandalism of critical government assets like transformers and solar street light panels. In Akure, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
This is still the news at 7. We'll be back with more news after the break. Please stay with us. The federal government has declared the sum of 200 billion naira to empower enterprises in Nigeria. Consequently, this will enhance access to finance, empowerment, and training for women across the nation. This form part of the packages for 2025 International Women's Day celebration to boost their economic vibrancy. Monso Damil Dati has details.
To reduce the access to finance for women, access to market for women, access to capacity development for women, access to mentors for women, and access to training for women. 200 billion naira. 75 billion for large enterprises at single-digit interest rate, another 75 billion for SMEs at single-digit interest rate, then 50 billion naira for nano businesses. Nano businesses are businesses that have less than 3 employees and are turning over approximately 3 million naira every year. So if you further break that down to different months, that's 250,000 naira per month. His Excellency the President has said 1 million of those businesses should get an injection of fresh capital of 50,000 naira to add to their working capital. So these are market women, these are traders.
Seated here are traders, small and big business owners, government officials and financial institutions in an interface to deploy workable measures that will boost women's economic standing in commemorating this year's International Women's Day.
So we need to look at the bottlenecks that are stopping us from exporting and exploit that opportunity, which is one of the key deliverables of the macroeconomic reforms that the government is pursuing.
So what we need to do, let's have things that would ensure the objective we have set for ourselves in empowering women come to fruition. And that's what we mean by the accelerate action.
The gain for Nigeria is to encourage more people into export, and in exporting our produce, in exporting what we make as Nigerians, we are actually not just increasing our foreign earnings, but we're also creating jobs for our people, as well as creating visibility for our country across the world.
72% of women owning over 39.6 million businesses in Nigeria is a clear indication of their readiness to grow the nation's economy. Momso Damien Ati, NTA News.
The federal government says 800 billion naira was deducted from the subnationals in 2024 to service foreign debts as the naira depreciated slightly against the dollar at the Nigerian foreign exchange market. For details of these and more, let's join Adebayo Jegede on Business News.
The federal government deducted 800 billion naira from state allocations in 2024 to service foreign debts and other contractual obligations, according to the latest FAAC quarterly review released by the Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative. In a statement on Tuesday by the Acting Director of Communications and Stakeholders Management, NEIT, Mrs. Obiageli Onora, the agency noted that the report highlighted the financial strain on states due to debt repayment from the Federal Account Allocation Committee. The statement revealed that the total FAAC allocations reached 15.26 trillion naira in 2024, making a 43% increase from the previous year. A breakdown of the disbursement showed that the federal government received 4.95 trillion naira, state governments 5.81 trillion naira, and local governments were allocated 3.77 trillion naira. And lastly, the naira on Tuesday depreciated against the dollar across the official and the unofficial foreign exchange markets, following a decline in dollar inflows last week. This was amid Tuesday's pipeline explosion on the Trans-Niger Pipeline TNP with a capacity of around 450,000 barrels per day. The naira depreciated slightly by 0.3% or 4.90 naira as the dollar was quoted at 1,000 naira 532.94 kobo on Tuesday compared to 1,528 naira quoted on Monday at the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) indicated. That's all on Business News. Adebayo Jegede, NTA News.
And also accused Drake.
Ifeoma Peter Nwate for the latest in the world of sports.
Ahead of Nigeria's crucial World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, former Super Eagles captain and 1980 Africa Cup of